Welcome to chapter 2. In this chapter, we're going to talk about Photoshop, the interface, docking, and some other things, and a couple preferences. You'll notice that I did not talk about in Bridge the export panel, develop settings, device central, or the auto HDR. I'm going to talk about that in later tutorials when we're going to use those photos with those certain commands. They'll go hand in hand. Okay? Now to open a photo in Photoshop again, remember this is Camera Raw with the NEF extension. To bypass Camera Raw, press the Shift key and then double click, and this will open up in the Photoshop for you. And you'll notice it opens up in the window view. I'm going to go back to Bridge by clicking this icon up here. And I'm going to select this creepy picture next to it. I'm going to press Shift to bypass Camera Raw again. Okay, and I have two windows. Now, it's nice to have the two windows, but look, I got to move one out of the way, move it here, move it here. It can be a little bit annoying. So what I like to do is, that can even happen, okay? What I like to do is I like to go to Edit, Preferences, shortcut Control K, and one of the first settings I like to do is go to Interface, and then say Open Documents as Tabs, okay? I usually make sure that Auto Show Hidden Panels and Auto Collapse Iconic Panels is also unchecked. Press OK, and you'll notice that nothing happened. That's because you have to close the files in order to see it. So I'm going to click Close the File by pressing this red X over here, then press No. Press the red X, and press No because we don't want to save it. Go back to Bridge, open the file again, and you'll see now it's in a different view. It's not a window view. Now it's in a tabbed view. Okay, now what does that mean? Let's go back to Bridge one more time, select another photo, press Shift and double click. Okay, now you see this photo also in the tab view. Now your settings may be a little bit different. It's okay, I'm going to walk you through it to where you're going to feel comfortable, to where you're going to customize it to what you want. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now, what's great about the tab view is, select the move tool. You have two pictures, 1 and 2. Look at that. So I can quickly get to either picture by selecting the tab. If I want this picture to be first, I can drag this tab over here, and now it's the first picture, and the other picture here is the second. Isn't that nice? That's what's great about the tab view. Now let me show you one other preference that I just like to get out of the way. This is the brush tool. In order to select the brush tool, I can select it, and within the brush tool, you see these little triangles here on the right hand side. This tells me there's more tools inside. When I click and hold down on it, I see other tools. All these tools have the same shortcut, B, 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 okay? Now, how would I get to the other tools quickly? Because remember in Photoshop, it's all about being quick because you don't want to spend all your time going through the menus. You want to learn your shortcuts so you can do things fast and get to what you want to do quickly, okay? Let me go back and press or select the move tool. Okay, now each of these tools has a shortcut. So let me press B, and that gets me there. Now how do I select those other tools that are within that category that you saw? Well, you have to press the Shift key and press B. And you see how it cycles through it? Isn't that nice? Well, it's nice, but I don't want to press the Shift key every time, because that to me is an extra step. So I'd like to go back to Edit, Preferences, Control K, General, and you'll see it right here. It's a little tricky. Use Shift key for tool switch. No, I don't want to. So I uncheck that and I click OK. Now watch what happens. I select the brush tool by pressing B, press B again, and it cycles through it. Isn't that nice? That's a lot quicker to work with than doing it the other way. But that's just me. There's something else I'm going to show you. Okay. This right here will collapse to icons, as you see here. You can further reduce these icons into this right here, and then you can drag them back out. Okay. Until you see the names associated with the icons, and then you can expand the panel to see, or expand the, I call it the flyout menu, or expand the panels to see the regular panels that you see here. Now, I notice there's a little bug Sometimes this layer, sometimes you see the layer, sometimes you don't. If you don't, you just double click on the panel to collapse it, double click to expand it. And sometimes if you want to see adjustments in panels, you have to double click on the color and double click on adjustments, and then you can see the difference between the two here, just so you know. That happens, don't be worried about it. You'll notice up here that you saw this in Bridge. These are different workspaces. Adobe has created these workspaces to help you out. This is the Essential workspace. I may have customized it a little bit, so don't worry if you don't see the same thing. This is the Design workspace. So you have more of the panels that you would use with design. Here's the painting, so you know you're going to use the brush tool, and then you're going to use some swatches to select color and things of that sort. This is the photography. Interesting. Okay. You can also drag this out to see more. Okay. Or you can click on this double arrow to see other workspaces. Okay. You can also click on Essentials, and let's say that this is adjustments and mask. You'll learn about those. Let's say that you didn't want that because it was bothering you or you didn't need it. You click this little flyout menu here. You know what? You can't see it, so let me drag this out. All you have to do is drag it out. Watch this. You select this gray bar here, and you'll drag both of them out. Okay? If you drag it back, you see the blue outline? See the blue? It's going to go right in there. You don't want that. Okay, so let me put it in the main area here. Okay, what's good is sometimes you make a mistake like that, and that's not a problem. Because what's nice is you go to this double tab here, and you just say Reset Essentials, and it resets it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay? So let's say, for example, you wanted to create a new workspace that's customized for you. So let me drag this out. Click on the flyout menu, and I'm going to say close. If I say close, it will close each one. If I say close tab group, it will close the whole thing. Okay, so maybe I just needed the layers, and I just needed colors for some reason. Okay, now, and I didn't need this either, so let me expand it. Let me expand these, and then let me close the tab group here. Okay, so I got these closed. So now I just have these two, and I'm happy with this. So I can go over to the double icon here and choose New Workspace, and I can name it. And I can name it Chris. I can save the keyboard shortcuts in the menus. Okay. Click Save, and any type of workspace that you create will automatically be the first one. So now when I go back to Essentials, and I gotta say Reset Essentials, and I go to Chris, you can see the difference. So you can customize it however you want. Okay. So let me go back to Essentials. If you do not like Chris, you can go, or if you do not like your own workspace, you can double click here and say Delete Workspace, and then choose the workspace you want to delete. Oh, excuse me, this is the tricky part. Click on Essentials, click on the double icon, go to Delete Workspace, then you can delete Chris. You cannot delete the active one. That's the trick.